It's fine. If there's any day we could be this drunk, it's November 6th, 2024. All right? Like,
Hell yeah! 2 months early for the celebration. God. I'm gonna come all inside the Statue of Liberty. It's gonna be flooded.
All right, Inutsu, could you cut that one out in advance, like in the future? Just to go ahead and don't leave that one in.
Oh, I'm gonna leave it in.
Oh, you're gonna leave it
all
in something.
the way. You better believe it.
Just give me
Wait,
a
is this the
normal-
boss? Is this the boss fight?
So yes, you can either fight the boss right now, or you could go do the other level.
Welcome back to On the Shelf Gaming. I'm fighting the boss, apparently.
It's the vigilante.
He's an onion.
He's cheese.
He's cheese. He's a cheesy onion.
Hello, I'm cheese. That's what he sounds like. That's not what he sounds like. I feel like.
John.
Oh yeah, you could actually shoot this one. So your Texan blood should find this boss easier than the last one.
Bam, 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 bam.
Get him. Get him. Get him.
Bam, 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 bam.
You can also charge it up like Mega Man, but whether or not that's what you want to do is up to you. You know? Bro, is this...
I don't think we should record more than like one more episode of Pizza Tower. Ian.
Why?
No particular reason.
Is it due to the amount of gum that we've intaken between the two of us?
Mostly just me, but yeah.
Okay, that's good. I mean, listen, what is On the Shelf Gaming if not high-pitched voices playing video games?
You're so right, Ian. I love being old BLG.
All right, well
Back
now...
when men were men,
Back when
women
men
were women, and Ian was
He was a
Iana.
fucking cuck either way. I loved BLG back then.
God, honestly though, old BLG was great. We should watch some old BLG.
And I just don't understand. Do you know, okay, hold on.
Here's the thing, I haven't watched old BLG in like 10 fucking years, so.
Yes.
Because I watched some BLG after it was new.
Yeah, you watched
when I
the
first
Kirby's
started
Adventure
watching,
one.
but like not much else.
I was gonna, so there's two ways I can
did.
go about this. I'm gonna spread off of the old BLG thing, because we could talk about that.
Yeah,
But I
fuck
feel like,
old BLG. I hate those guys.
yeah, same.
Brandon, Ian, you're the worst people I've ever known.
Brandon's great. Brandon's really hot now.
Brandon's great and really hot now. I love Brandon.
Ian has
Brandon,
not gotten
come
much
over
better.
to Ian's house and
Nope.
please.
Nope. You're right. This should be the last episode we record. You figured it out. I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, no, getting up and walking around, it really circulated, and now,
Now I get. And you know what? If you can beat this boss in this episode,
that would be fucking perfect. I'd
yeah,
be
because
halfway
that's
done.
halfway through.
Right.
Now you're halfway through the game. So what I wanted to ask you, because we do have a web show together, Players vs. Made, we haven't uploaded in a long time. Because Inutsu's going through real shit, and I'm going through made-up shit in my head.
No, that's exactly that.
So what I want to ask you is, what are your like? Because I don't want to just like imprint my ideas of how you let's play onto you, but I find that when you let's play, you don't normally react that much to the game itself.
I would agree with that.
Let's playing is a lot more of let's hang out and talk, and that ends up being the conversations and whatnot. See, right now might be a good time to charge up a gun and shoot the hell out of the big man.
I see. Can I not like hold the charge?
You can
once it's
just hold it
full?
down, and then just hold it up. You just wait. If you keep holding, does it not?
Yeah, it shoots as soon as it's full.
Oh, wait, what? Is that new?
I don't know. Because I was like, that's a good idea. I should charge it to full strength, and then I'll just shoot him. I mean, I can still do that. I just have to like time it out to where it works that way.
Well, to be fair, it was kind of broken, so maybe that's.
I mean, admittedly,
yeah.
Like I could definitely see having access to the strongest version of this is not the ideal.
Yeah, and then just letting it rip whenever you want. Okay, it's been a little bit. So what I want to ask you, because we have a show where we do talk about games, game design, stuff like that, what are the things that you've enjoyed about this game? Because a lot about, at least for me, when it comes to when Casey and I let's played it, and I think what a lot of people like from a let's play is kind of like, you know, this game is very bizarre.
That is for sure.
And a lot of the comedy comes from what the hell, why did that pizza portal make that sound when you went into it? You know, little things like that. And obviously I know that you're only having, you know, more so a modicum of quote unquote fun while playing. But I did want to ask, like, you know, what are your thoughts from a more, not objective side, but a more like What are you enjoying? Which parts are, do you think it's fun and whimsical, like kind of how
for
absurd everything is?
Aesthetically, this game is top tier for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, no one could dislike the aesthetics of this game, because that's incredibly subjective. But that is definitely one spot where I would say it definitely just completely hits for me personally. The gameplay, not so much. Not necessarily because I'd be like, oh, the gameplay in this game is bad, because, like, there's nothing wrong with the gameplay.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. I am not... One of the things, and I don't know... It's especially bad in 2D games too, because like I'm not a huge fan of like the 2D Sonic games.
Yep.
And I like but don't like super love like Donkey Kong Country.
Mm-hmm.
At least in comparison to like Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario World and stuff. And part of that is the pace of everything. If you pick up the pace too much, I can't follow it anymore.
Yes.
Because I just don't have the I don't know if it's the vision or the reaction time. Yeah. However you want to look at it, whatever that thing is that you need to keep up with the game, it's just not something that I can really truly do to any significant degree. And I would definitely say I have that issue with this game too, except it doesn't really matter in this game, at least so far as I've experienced it.
Yeah, well, there's no dying in this game.
Right.
It's just...
even when I fall off into a pit, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's like when I already know what to do, it's no big deal. Because like after I failed the whatever pizza challenge thing,
I will at the very least I say I don't know if charging it is doing you the wonders that...
it's not. When I got to phase 2 and I was hitting more with the charges, it was.
It's because like sometimes
in
it jumps
phase
in
1,
the air.
it's easier to just In phase 1, it was much better off just shooting at him as I got the opportunity. But yeah, no. So it's just one of those things because like. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
You're
Don't
good.
Ignore me.
Despite the fact that I jumped straight into that.
Oh right, I guess now's a decent time. If you're about to get hit by a projectile like that, you can taunt like a frame or so before.
Oh, and it'll stop you.
Well, two things. One, if it's going to run into you, taunting makes you invulnerable.
Oh what?
You won't reflect it, but you will be like,
oops, that's not what
bam, you taunted. It just passed right through you. Just something to consider. I would not say you do not need the taunt to get through the game. Right. And in fact, sometimes I found on my first playthrough, even nowadays, taunting gets me into more trouble than it does otherwise. It's like, I'll just taunt to evade the damage. And then I do it bad. So it is for sure, like, you just got to figure out what works for you. And sometimes as a panic, it's not terrible. Like, you can taunt the ghost, and I think that'll kill it. But you really got to know where the hitboxes are. Right. If you don't have more to say, I actually agree with a lot of what you said. And I think I'm going through a similar phase right now as we're playing Shadow Generations. And I'm really trying to work out, because I really like to understand why I do or don't like games. A lot of people have tried to compare, oh yeah, Sonic is a lot like Pizza Tower.
Is it?
That and I do somewhat agree. You play through the level once, and it is not hard. It is easy. But the real joy and entertainment comes from playing through it again for Sonic's case, getting an S rank and getting a better rank, getting through it faster, whatever. Pizza Tower, there's two things. There's twofold. One, you can get a better rank. And two, for some things, you get more toppings. You get all the secrets, You find the collectibles that are to get, like the green stars in 3D World. Oops. There's something, and I can understand that, right? When people say, like, the true enjoyment of Sonic is learning how to continuously get better and better at the game, and that's where the game is fun, right? And I think for me personally, and this is where it comes into a lot of subjectiveness, base game Pizza Tower, right? Playing through the level and just reaching the end of the level for me is fun already. The earning the extra ranks is the cherry on top. That's like the bonus. Great taunt. That's the bonus. That's where the game is elevated when...
Oh, no!
you get to.
I thought I moved out of the way of that.
No, you're good. When you get to get a better and better rank. That said, with Sonic, I would not necessarily find the base game as fun, right? Like, perfecting it, there might be a lot more fun in that, right? But I think that's why casually Sonic fails for a lot of people, because it's not as fun to just play.
Oh, no.
You're not overcoming anything like you are in a game like... Because Pizza you can't die either. Ah! You're good, dude. I think this is definitely one of those. I think you're already doing better than the other one. It's just a matter of being able to keep track of everything on screen.
The thing is, once again, the very first time I did it...
You did great.
Was the best one so far. And last time, I mean, obviously I did eventually beat it, so I eventually did better than the first time I did it. But, like, it took me quite a few tries to do just as good as I did on the try when I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
I know part of it is just, like, when you don't have any idea, you do things totally differently than when you think you've got an idea and you don't actually.
Yeah, it's a curve, like, when... You know, you already said it perfectly. Like, when you think you're aware that you're doing things right, sometimes you're still in that learning curve of, like...
If you're not actually doing the right things, you're not helping yourself by doing things differently than what you would do if you were just blind panicking.
And here's a little something for you, too. I don't think this is a tip. This is just counting numbers.
Mm-hmm.
If you shoot them with a big bullet, right?
Right.
2 more small shots are enough to knock down the health point. So a big shot and 2 small shots is a point of health, which is a good thing to keep track of. I want to say that means it's either 7 or 8 small shots.
Probably 8.
Yeah, because the full is probably 6. It is funny. There are points where I think the second phase, I think like this first half is the hardest the boss is.
I would actually agree with you there. I keep getting to both of the times I made it to phase 2. I don't have enough health to like.
Nice. Other than the fact you got hit.
Yeah, but I got hit, but I killed the guy at least.
I think for me, when it comes to designing bosses and a lot of platforming stuff, that's how I like it to be. You kind of front stack the first half to be some of the more harder stuff. Because if you put all your harder stuff at the end, that means you're going through all the easy shit. You're going through the motions, right?
Right.
To reach the end. And so now it's just like, oh my God, I got to get through all the shit that doesn't matter just to reach the point that does matter.
Right. That's for sure. I will say, and obviously people's experiences with this are going to be different, and I won't specify exactly who it is. But in the Soulsborne games, lots of bosses have more than one phase. Definitely not all of them. Like, there's plenty of bosses who are just one phase bosses. But especially some of the, the late game guys and the story critical guys, it's not uncommon for them to have more than one phase.
Yeah.
And in Elden Ring specifically, there is a boss, at least in my opinion, the phase 1 part is probably about 3 times harder than the phase 2. And I mean, I still died to phase 2 a whole bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
But it's because it's so hard to get to, and you're like you've burned a bunch of your resources trying to get to them.
Yes.
More so than like it. I died a bunch of times to phase 1 because it's just hard.
Yes.
And I feel like if those phases were flipped, if I fought phase 2 first, I'd make it to phase 1 most, if not every single time.
Yep.
And I would occasionally maybe die to phase 1, but it would not be the norm. And I would probably beat the boss. I would get to phase 2 of the boss with most or all of my resources most of the time without significant issue.
Maybe we should do that for BLG and / or on the shelf game. I don't know which channel would be best for.
To do
for me to play through Elden Ring.
That's
and
fair.
You
I would love to play through Elden Ring. Sacred does have Elden Ring called.
Everyone has their mitts on the games I want to play.
So if you wanted to play, here's the thing: if you want to play through Elden Ring with me, I'm totally down.
But it would be BLG in that case,
right? Unless for some reason you think playing it on BLG isn't a good idea, in which case we could always make players versus media plays.
Yeah,
and just say fuck it. This let's play. It can't go on the shelf gaming because we're actually supposed to play it any time now because the DLC for Elden Ring came out a while back, and I made a character who is now officially beaten the game. So Sacred and I should be ready to play whenever we're actually in a position to start.
Oh, that's great. So it's funny. Are y'all not playing the rest of the game first? You're just jumping to the DLC?
So the DLC you have to play a bunch of the game to get to.
Yeah.
And the answer is no. We probably won't. We're not actually like fully decided. We may do it anyway, but I went ahead and made a character and got. Oh, I thought I fucking had that.
Yeah,
one.
it's a really small hitbox, unfortunately.
I know,
that
but
taunt.
like the first 3 times I did it, I
You
hit it
nailed
without
it.
an issue, and so I was like, oh, I can get that.
Oh, never mind,
Hey,
you got
that
it.
was lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So it's
Oh
like
yeah, one
I
quick
wanted
thing.
to have the
He's
option.
not going to stop shooting bombs in this first phase. I'm sorry to just like tell that to you.
No, you're
I
fine.
fucking hate. For some reason, this first hat only is the only phase where he keeps throwing bombs and literally will not stop until you do it, until you finish him. This might be the same. I don't know. Third hat might be shooting bullets until.
And no, I jumped that.
I know. I would say most phases. Ah! You're scaring the hell out of me.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Cow.
Ian.
That's what I was thinking. Something similar. I gotta say, when I see
5. Not for me doing anything good, just to celebrate
I mean,
how on
that's-
January 6th, 2025, regardless of the outcome of this episode, we will be at the Statue of Liberty for some sexual relations.
really excited to see everyone who is there for the party, for the show, for the arrest.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, let me.
He does not give a shit. He literally does not fucking care about you. He
Okay, we're gonna
finds
do this.
your antics tiresome.
He does. He really does. He's like, just get a gun and shoot me. And it's like, fine,
I'm not gonna
I will.
fight you without the fucking gun. I fight with pride. Jesus
Happy
Christ.
Pride Month, everyone.
Happy Pride. You know, when
This
we're on
guy
the show
fights
gaming-
Pride all the time because he's a fucking homophobe.
Oh no! Is that why we're killing him?
Yes.
Happy Pride Month,
I'm not
everyone.
saying you should kill people just because they're homophobic, but if you do,
But if
it's
they
hard
have
to
a
feel
gun,
that bad for them.
if they
and
have
they're
a gun
shooting at you,
and they give you a gun to shoot at them, you know.
especially if you're Pepino, who is obviously weird.
I mean, according to what I've seen on Twitter, I've never seen anyone more queer-coded, even. Not since Night in the Woods. I need to play Night in the Woods.
I do too. I own it.
Same.
7 years ago, when I was dating before Sarah and I got together, I bought Night in the Woods for my girlfriend at the time,
Oh, nice.
who I met through BLG.
Yeah! And you know
Oops.
what? Here's my advice to you. Dating through BLG, that's a mistake. Don't do that.
Was it? I don't know that I'd agree
I don't know.
with
Did you have a
that.
good time?
Yeah. I mean,
Here's my advice.
Thanks-
Dating through BLG, one of the best things you could ever do.
I mean, literally, though, because, like, I definitely... Before I coincidentally got together with this person I met through BLG, I didn't even... I was like, oh, I probably, like, don't even... I totally fucked that one.
Me when I
was
meet
like,
somebody through BLG.
True.
I guess.
I was like,
No!
I didn't get him in time. I was like, I don't think I'm even interested in like a romantic relationship.
Really?
And then the next relationship after her and I broke up, I got married.
Hooray!
And granted, like I'm not married now.
Oh.
I mean, I am literally married now.
Hooray!
But you know, it'd have been easy when I stopped being married to just be like, you know, it was a mistake. I was right initially. I should just not be married ever again. And instead of doing that, I did the exact opposite. I tripled down.
Yeah! Have you talked about that on All the Shelf Gaming yet?
I've talked about it multiple times, including during the series, at least like in passing.
No, I know you've talked about it during this. I guess I meant before Pizza Tower.
Yeah,
Had you talked? Okay.
Before I got together with the third person, when I'd only been talking to the couple for like a week or two, maybe.
Oh, it's nice.
I mentioned it. This is one of those things. It's like I'm not giving like the gory details or anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, it's just an update of like stuff that's going on in my
Yeah.
life.
I mean that's so what Let's Plays. I mean, so much of Let's Plays is what's ingrained in Let's Plays is that, and that's the hard part. Is that personal touch, that little piece of you I understand why so many Let's Plays have that kind of taste of
not wanting to do that.
No. Well,
or
yes.
doing that too much.
Both, but I'm basically looking at the what is it when you have a connection with someone online?
Parasocial.
Yes.
I mean,
because
that's the thing. You can't not put a piece of yourself into your Let's Play.
Exactly.
And expect anyone to care.
And
like, why would you want to make Let's Plays if you weren't going to put at least a little bit of yourself out there? But it is a hard line to walk because it's like you can definitely reveal too much about yourself.
Yeah. And I mean, look at me. It's like I became so parasocial with BLG. I'm now have been dating one of the BLG co-hosts for 12 years now.
True. And
So
I'm
like
so parasocial with BLG. I'm at Ian's house.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Maybe don't say that because like
Disclaimer. And this is I don't know.
Here's the thing, right? I feel like you could inadvertently accurately describe our friendship as okay, so I found your Let's Play channel through Arsox Let's Play.
Yes.
And then I really liked it. And I was like, oh, these guys are great. I'm going to support them on, Patreon. And I sent y'all a box of games that y'all never played.
We played one of them, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, baby!
And then, supporting in Twitch streams and stuff. And it's like, part of me is like, man, I feel like I set a really bad precedent because now we're recording Let's Plays for my Let's Play channel right this very moment at your house in the BLG room.
Which is really funny.
And
it's a little bit I call it to like my parents and shit too. It's like, oh yeah, I was doing some work on the BLG room.
And it's like, well, I don't know. I feel like it gives, if you tell the story in a very literal sense, I feel like someone could easily come across with the idea, oh, Inutsu bought friendship with BLG using money.
For sure.
Which is not entirely inaccurate.
No, I
per se.
I could give you my perspective. I mean,
But,
obviously.
Like, we wouldn't be friends if we were not friends.
Yeah, no, and I can give you like my whole history story with this too, right?
That's fair.
So
I actually haven't heard your side of like how our friendship started.
So despite the fact that no, you're definitely right that our history is filled with the like you supported our Patreon very heavily. You of course supported the Twitch very heavily with money, but that was never something that ever crossed my mind. I always saw you as another one of the people that I met on our Let's Play, right? Like
That's fair.
I've always viewed you as this feels weird saying it like this. I've always viewed you as an equal in the exact same way that I view Max and Lynn as a peer doing similar stuff to what we are doing. Just also so happened that
I was a big fan of your show.
Yes.
Right. And that's fair too. And that's the thing, because here's the thing. I don't think, and I don't know if the idea that maybe that's what I was doing has ever crossed your mind, but in the entire time that I supported, quote unquote, BLG financially, that was never with the intention of like, oh, and then they'll like be my friend.
And then they'll be my best friend.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It's like, I really liked your show in a time in my life when I really needed something.
Yeah.
Your show was the something that I needed to like continue being alive.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, of course, for these people that like have helped me a lot, even if completely inadvertently, I want them to be in a position where they can continue to do the stuff they want to do.
Yeah.
And so it's not like it's particularly advantageous for me. Now we're good.
Just move a little. You can keep shooting them and move a little bit at the same
but
time.
I didn't need to. I'm great.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
Oh, you're right. I can literally move at full speed and shoot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can so long as you don't hold down R or anything, you will only fire in the direction that you're going. You can't Mega Man this shit, which actually would make it a lot easier. But obviously that's not what it's supposed to be. But yeah, no, because it's funny. Like I've definitely been worried about some of the relationships I've made. Like what am I talking about? The only relationship that I've ever been somewhat worried about, which I think at the end just is not something I need to worry about at all. And I'm only saying this because I don't think they'll ever watch this. No, I guess I shouldn't talk about this. No, I've had too much gum to have.
I would say it sounds like you probably shouldn't talk about it.
Just for any of the friends that I have made through BLG, I hope they know that I am not their friend. Because if they have or have not given us a certain amount of money,
right,
it's all been context. It's either you and I have really gotten along, or Casey and blank person has really gotten along, and then over time I started to hang out with them too. So then now so it's like, yeah, I don't know. My advice, anyone listening to this who wants to be Ian's friend, first of all, you do not want to be my friend. Second of all, yeah, at that point, if your hope is to become friends with me, I guess that is technically parasocial. I think the hardest thing for me when it comes to Let's Playing is that parasocial relationships are two ways. It is not a one-way person watches, entertainer, likes entertainer, wants to be friends with entertainer. One thing that I had to deal with going into this, I would say I dealt this around year 5 or 6 of doing Let's Plays, is that there's some people who will leave comments, you'll see them in your Discord, things like that, and you will feel like you are friends now because you see them all the time. They like your stuff, but at the end of the day, they still see you as an entertainer, right?
Right.
So at some point, they'll leave, and then they're gone, and then that's it.
And it's like, oh, my friend just deserted me, and it's like, well, no, my fan just fell out of my show.
Exactly. And it's like, that was one thing that I really needed to come to terms with because I was getting sad. I'm like, man, I don't see X anymore. And it's like, I never made I never put in that effort to reach out to them in that first place anyway, right? So it's like, I'm already not, it's like, how friends were you? But it's been a very, being a Let's Player has been something that's so indescribable and yet so interesting and cool. I wish I could. I don't want to write an autobiography because I think that is so full of myself to be like, but it's like, I don't know. My life is different because of the job I chose.
For sure.
And when I was working at a Sheetz, when I was working at an Aldi, at different, you took it like just absolutely up the wazoo. You're lucky son of a bitch. But when I worked at those two places and other places that I've had jobs at, I had that taste of what normal life is. I'm yapping.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try? It's like one try on the boss, or like, you want me to just try and fight the boss?
No. Do you want to suck my fucking cock? Oh my.
That would be parasocial. No one.
No, it wouldn't.
We're
friends.
We're a little more than that too.
Yeah, but I think that would literally make us friends with benefits, in the most literal sense.
Yeah. Parasocial.
Does that mean that Casey would have to start calling you whole? Are you not on the show?
You're not being the boss this part, are you?
No.
Okay.
No, we're well past time, and I'm not even getting that close anymore.
No.
I think tomorrow will be better.
Yeah, I will say at the very least, you were doing fine. I think if you chewed a little less gum, I think you'll be okay, dude. I think you will be okie dokie.
Yeah, I not to toot my own horn, but I would agree with you guys. I think that it's not, it's continuing to hit, and it's not making it any easier to fight the boss.
Give me the control. I want 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, and if I beat the boss, I'm not going to do the final shot, right? Okay. I just want to see with where I'm at.
Ian gameplay.
All right, Ian gameplay. Let's see how this. Oh my God, this is a lot different playing the game.
Yeah, if you're familiar with Ian from his BLG Pizza Tower playthrough, just know Ian is fucking gummed to all hell. So.
Oh yeah, I know. I've got gums at the wazoo, buddy. Yeah.
You can't even see his teeth. There's so much gum.
I just keep chewing that shit. God damn, buddy. Oh my God, can you please? Oh yeah, this is one thing I was gonna tell you to do was to start charging it like as he's doing the little. When he's diving through, you can charge up a shot.
That's fair. I literally don't remember anything about fighting him from all these times.
That's funny, given the fact that you fought him
a bunch of times.
Yeah, close to innumerable.
Yeah, no, it. Some mistakes may have been made during this Let's Play.
Maybe one before the Let's Play even. See, maybe you actually would secretly enjoy Pizza Tower.
Damn, you're dominating this guy. You're dominating this guy the way that I wish I could be dominated by Ian BLG. Puts hand on knee.
Puts hand on in asterisks.
Yeah. No, this is an audio-based show, which is why I have to say if something happens. Slides hand up leg.
I would say that's one of my weakest points of Let's Playing is literally the fact that I forget that it's audio only, and I will comment on something that happened in the room, and then just totally forget.
Yeah, with the current OTSG recording setup, where it's in my living room instead of my office, it's more like your setup. You can sit here and look at the other person if you want to, and. But for Sacred and I, that was not an option, basically for forever. And so we never really ran into an issue with that. Well, now when Sacred and I record...
All right, God,
you didn't even take any damage. I mean, you did, but you got a thing. So functionally, you didn't take any damage. But I'll finish my thought, and then we can next time on Shelf Gaming Time.
Yeah.
But no, if I had $1 for every time I was trying to play a game, and I just find myself looking over at Sacred...
Yeah.
I'd have more dollars than I should. I've been Let's Playing for a long time. Is what I would say if it wasn't almost our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah!
Unless it's already passed by the time this episode comes out. I don't
Say happy
know.
birthday on the Shelf Gaming.
Happy birthday on the
Super
Shelf Gaming.
thanks on the Shelf Gaming, $10. One for every year that they've celebrated their 1-year birthday for.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even when I'm drunk as hell, I could play a video game.
I'm so happy for you. Next time on Shelf Gaming, Ian's ego somehow going to be even larger than currently is.
Oh, I love playing video games with other people.